Hey everyone, welcome to the Wargaming Parrot. I'm David and today's topic is the truth about seed. Now, seed is one of those things that almost everyone has in their parrot's diet, and I want to discuss some of the myths, some of the facts about seed and some of the misconceptions about it. This video was top of the latest poll I did over on my community, which I've tried to be fairly active with, engage with you guys on, and as you guys voted for it, this is why I thought I'd make it. So the first kind of misconception I wanted to cover about seed is quite a common one. It's one you may have heard or encountered quite a lot yourselves, and that is that parrots should eat nothing but seed. You may have heard it on the internet, you may have heard it at a pet shop who's trying to sell you a nice premium brand of seed, but obviously you guys probably know the truth is they shouldn't eat nothing but seed. It should be a balanced diet. And when I talk about a balanced diet, it doesn't mean seed can't be with it, which I'll cover in my next point. However, it should be primarily, for most parrots, depending on their species, because some have species-specific requirements, 60 to 70% vegetables, and then 20 to 30% made up of pellets, seed obviously, and then sprouted seed, legumes, spices, flowers, herbs, all sorts of different things. So you shouldn't really just be giving your parrot seed, it needs a nice, healthy, balanced diet. Leading on from my previous point is the next thing that people often have a misconception about is that seed is evil and parrots should have no seed at all. Again, I'd like to disagree with that. I consider seed something more of like a junk food, and if you have a balanced diet, there's nothing wrong with your parrots having a little bit of seed. So seed is excellent for all sorts of things, and there's many ways you can make it healthier, as I'll talk about later in the video. So just bear in mind, seed is not all bad, it's okay and it has its uses in the parrot's diet. Say for example, we like to have pizza once a week, so we really enjoy it. There's nothing wrong with that, because the other days of the week we have a salad or we have healthier food. So just keep in mind, there's nothing wrong with having a little bit of seed in a balanced diet. So I thought I'd give you a quick example of some of the seeds and grains we have. We have all sorts of bits and pieces in here, including spices, herbs and flowers, which you like to supplement our bird's diet with. But yeah, loads of these seeds and grains we sprout, we soak, or we just add a little bit over vegetables or occasionally into their diet, just to give them a little bit something extra. A lot of it also is used in foraging. The next kind of point I'd like to make is that seed makes an excellent training treat. Fruit and stuff like seeds are excellent motivators for parrots because they're junk food. For example, if you have a parrot on an all-seed diet, that's the equivalent of us, like in a previous point, eating pizza every single day. And if I've got pizza every single day and then someone comes up to me and goes, touch the end of this stick for a piece of pizza, I'm going to be like, no thanks, I've got all the pizza I need. So when you switch your parrot to a healthy diet, that seed goes up in value, and even though it's a junk food, perfectly fine to give as a training treat, because your parrot's going to want to work for it and they're going to be wanting that lovely seed slash pizza to get their lovely treats. Also show you our training ramekins. A lot of people use training pouches. We just tend to use ramekins in the house because the pouch is for elsewhere. And in our little training ramekins we have little broken up bits of millet, so we can just give a minimum portion for rewards. We have some hemp seed, which the conures love, and also some sunflower seed, which is also a nice little training treat when broken up. The next kind of myth, and this is not as common as the other ones that I've covered, is that seeds can never be healthy. There are things you can do to seeds to make them healthy. The number one, which I'd recommend and that Sophie does a lot of, is sprouting. If you sprout a seed, it uses up the fat reserves within that seed, so therefore it makes it a little bit healthier for your parrot. It also makes it a bit greener, so then if you're trying to get your parrot to swap from seeds to vegetables, it can be a nice little bridge for that. So for example, they've got these lovely green sprouted seeds that taste lovely, they try them, once they try them they may taste some vegetables. The other thing you can do, and this is only to certain types of seeds, is soak them. If you soak seeds, again it starts germination, which again helps make them a little bit healthier. If you want more information on these, in my Amazon store there's a bunch of books that both me and Sophie recommend and have read through that have some very useful tips on what seeds you can use, what seeds you shouldn't, and it just will help you out if you want a little bit more information than I'm providing in this video. So the next kind of misconception is that seeds should only ever be used in training, or that seeds are just a primary diet. Again, both of these are false. Seeds are awesome in training and seeds are awesome as part of a balanced diet. However, they have other uses. For example, you can encourage your bird to forage with seeds. So for example, you've got a lovely foraging tray you just made. I've got a DIY video on that which I'll leave a card for now. Very simple concept and it's very fun for your birds and very natural. You can add these seeds into the foraging tray and they can be used to encourage natural foraging behaviour, which is something you really want your parrot to be doing lots of. You can also use the seeds in bonding activities. Say for example your bird's very nervous and you've just got them home. Let's take a cockatiel for example. You've got millet, you're making sure not to put it in the cage because again we've got the analogy I used earlier in the video, but then you can start your bond with your bird with that. Just holding up bits of seed, get them to take it from you. Also, you can use seed in vegetable conversion. So you've got your bird on a mostly seed diet, you want them to try more veggies. You can just break up the seeds and sprinkle them over the veggies. It is one of the most commonly used tactics to get parrots to try veggies because they pick the seeds off, they try a little bit of veg, they bite it, they're like, this isn't so bad, so they have a little bit more of it. You can also provide some natural wild grasses. We get these from rosewood. We've done a lot of research into finding out if they're safe or not, and it seems perfectly fine. And these are the sort of things they may eat in the wild. So you can also add these as a foraging activity, pop them up on the bottom of the cage or in your foraging tray. Just give them lots of fun things to do. Now, last kind of myth, and this is one of the bigger ones that we encounter quite a lot, is just because a seed blend says it's premium or healthy doesn't necessarily mean it actually is. Premium, healthy, fit, all those sort of words are nice buzzwords that are thrown around a lot with seed. You want to look at the actual constituent ingredients of the seed and what's actually in there. And there's all sorts of blends, some are better, some are worse, it all depends on what they have in there. So look at how many fatty seeds are in there, look if they've got massive chunks of banana chip in there and all sorts of other things, and just analyse what's actually in there. And even these sort of premium, not premium brands do have their uses. For example, you can buy one and you can separate it all out and use it for training trees. It is also worth being aware of what actually is in the seed and not just going by what it says. Leading on from these, a lot of these seed types aren't certified as fit for human consumption. This means that we couldn't eat it, even those lovely banana chips that you see in them. So if you wouldn't want to eat it, why would you want to give it to your bird? So in these cases, you can get seeds from whole food stores, which are certified as fit for human consumptions. For example, we get ours from a place called Buy Whole Foods Online, which I'll leave a link for in the description. So if you source seeds that are of actual premium quality, then it's going to be healthy for your bird, and even you can try some. You can even make your own seed blends, which is something Sophie's done over on her channel, so it might be worth checking it out. So that brings me to the end of the video. I hope you found it useful and maybe gave you some ideas of how you can use seed, or maybe debunk some myths and misconceptions about it. If you have any comments, I'd love to hear from you. Please leave them down below. In the meantime, take care and have a great day.